We'll be bringing you an interconference matchup in this one as the Warriors take to the road. Happy holidays, everyone, from all of us at 2K Sports. And do we have a present for you today? This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Some confidence for Golden State with the win in their last matchup against Toronto. And guys, they've come into this one looking for win number 3 in the season against these guys. They already have won the first 2.
And they ran their offense nearly to perfection in that one. Very few possessions were wasted.
Yeah, they put the mute button on them that time. I mean, in front of a hostile crowd, they never let the fans get going. They silenced them over and over again with big, timely shots.
And now the Golden State Warriors starters. The Splash Brothers are the guards. The defensive stalwarts, Green and Bogut, are down low. And it's Rush in at the 3 slot.
Pretty passing. Timely recognition as to where the open man was.
And that one's good.
You know, Dwayne Casey was once a player at Kentucky, took me and hosted me on my recruiting visit at Kentucky back in 1979. Actually got his coaching start at the school as well.
Now here's Ross. Dance. He averages a bit over 8 points. As we were talking about Coach Dwayne Casey, he's found his place in Toronto. Took them, Greg, to back-to-back postseason appearances.
And, you know, it's good to see him finally establishing himself as a head coach. Really known as a defensive specialist, but once he gets in charge of a team, he'll have them focused on defense and really stresses that in every practice.
Curry can't get it to go.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
Screen by Scoa. Here's Ross. Green with the block. And it turns out it's going to be a foul. He was hoping for a clean block, but the officials felt otherwise, so we'll see some free throws here. For Toronto, they have gone 1 for 2 on the night so far from the line.
Yeah, looking over their percentage on the season, I think they will be thrilled with the number in terms of their free throw percentage, 79.
Those are good numbers for any team. I mean, they can feel extremely good about their free throw shooting percentage this season.
Now here's Curry. He has 6. Six on the shot clock. Here's Bogut. From past the arc, the Raptors have gone 2 or 3 here to start out the game.
Well, you know, you look at the Raptors, and they improved in a number of ways last season, but their bench play was one of their bigger improvements. I mean, they had one of the weaker benches in the league in 2014, but they flipped that around last year.
Here's Curry. Look at those numbers of his. You just can't say enough about the work he's doing at the offensive end. He's averaging about 30.5 points a game. That's good from Lowry on the assist from DeRozan. Lowry's got his first basket.
Well, that fast break went according to plan.
Yeah, nice job there, Greg. Recognizing the opportunity was there to push it, and then excellent execution.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively.
Raptors have gone 3 of 4 at the free throw line tonight. The free throw dropped for DeRozan. And the Warriors with a completely new 5 on the floor.
Man, they are just living at the line.
Yeah, doing an outstanding job of attacking offensively and forcing the issue.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
You rarely see him missing dunks, but the defender was right in his face on that one, and it threw him off just enough.
Now here's Iguodala. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game.
Tell you what, Kevin, they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
Clark, that deficit will go away quickly if he does.
And how about how he capped that one out, almost like the 1-2 punch.
first quarter of play and just over 3.5 minutes in. For three, Ross. And oh, no luck. Warriors trail by 5. And there's the call on Kyle Lowry. That's his first foul.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Yeah, he was one step late that time, Greg.
There's 1:17 left in the first quarter. Ezeli kicks to Iguodala.
And you know what? Call it great defense or poor offense. Either way, they're limiting their scoring.
Greg, bottom line is they're ahead on the scoreboard, and that's all that matters.
And stolen by Kyle Lowry. Feeds to Ross. Three-pointer. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. And that's now 7 points now for Terrence Ross. Scola, no luck. Last outing for Toronto, unsuccessful. It was a loss to the Bulls.
Yeah, it's just hard to make up when you have an inability to make free throws consistently, and that's why they ended up losing.
Yes, sir. I think some doubt started to creep in when they kept missing those foul shots. I mean, you could see them start to shy away from wanting to even go to the line.
Here is Ross after the Warriors pick up 3. DeRozan against Barbosa. It's DeRozan with the drive. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by DeRozan.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
Here is Livingston. And Barbosa has it in the corner. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Toronto ahead. And now the second quarter just getting set to start. What do you guys think about the Raptors here in this one?
I just don't know that you're going to see a better quarter defensively than what we saw in the first.
Really a big part of why they're on top here. The defense has been on point.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. And Golden State looking at who they've got. They've got Festus Ezeli. Livingston is out there at Barbosa. And there's Iguodala. And it's Spates in at the 4. Last outing for Golden State, they won that game against the Kings.
And what a heck of a performance for them, particularly offensively. I mean, there were stretches of that game where everything seemed to be falling.
Ball movement was superb, majestic, and they got good shots and they made them. So it wasn't a surprise, but the ball movement was the key.
Ezeli the pass to Livingston. Spates sets a screen. Just 5 to shoot. And the foul called on Terrence Ross. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul.
From deep, Iguodala. And he gets it to go. Iguodala's got the first basket of the second quarter for the Warriors.
Well, you know, last season Steve Kerr came into a good situation, but a touch awkward. The team wasn't 100% on board with the firing of the previous coach, but he won them over in a hurry.
And we play just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter.
And how about that for a response?
Well, it sounded as though, or at least it looked as though it sounded like, we'll give you a 3, and then we'll take it right back.
Greg, Steve Kerr did win over the locker room in a hurry last season. They had finished a successful run under Mark Jackson. Winning accelerates everything. They certainly bought into it.
They really did. And people don't often appreciate how difficult it is to come into a situation where expectations are that high. But he also went out of his way to empower his players and really give them some accountability. Didn't try to hide anyone on defense and played to the strengths of his team on the offensive end.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here.
And offensively, they've been struggling. He just wants to get them back into a good flow and stop forcing shots.
Well, Greg, the misses started piling up. Things kind of snowballed on him in that regard. This is a good timeout to kind of calm his guys down and hit the reset button.
And the Warriors with a completely new 5 on the floor. And here's DeRozan. After the three-pointer from Klay Thompson.
Tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise we'd probably have a 45-minute delay here if he shattered the backboard. That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
Yeah, Greg, you know.
That athletic.
Yeah.
Tell you what, he's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Absolutely insane with that dunk.
Well, now they're starting to rub it in, aren't they? Have build up a lead, and here we go, folks. It's showtime.
That was a Kodak moment right there. The more plays they make like that, the more they'll have these guys on the ropes.
Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. Rush from outside. Good, and Curry gets the assist. Rush has got his first 3 points of the game. Outside DeRozan. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
I mean, already hot coming into the game. Is it fair to say he's hotter?
Boy, I tell you, the Warriors did something that no other team had ever done before. They ended the regular season ranked first in field goal percentage and field goal percentage defense. Essentially, they were the best offensive and defensive team in the league. Remarkable.
Great D that time from Green. From outside the arc. Rush dishes to Thompson. He feeds it to Green. Golden State moving the ball around. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession. And now let's go to the 2K leaderboard. What a month it's been for these teams defensively. In fourth, the Raptors.
And they've just been on a defensive tear. I mean, allowing so few points. And really, I think it's the energy with which they've played.
Curry attacking. Takes a three. Scola with the rebound. Raptors leading by 4. Scola sets a screen for Ross. Loses the defender with the screen and drills the jumper. Ross has got his third basket of the night. It's Curry outside. Curry with another miss. Toronto's gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Now here's Ross. 9 points in the game so far. The pass to Scola. There's the dish to Ross. 5 on the clock. Puts it up from 12. Second shot opportunity. And the basket by Scola. And the Raptors lead by 8.
If you battle for the offensive rebound and come up with it, you're guaranteed a high-quality shot on a follow just like he got there.
And the Warriors miss again. Passes it to Ross. Wants to get it to DeRozan and does. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
And the lead just grows on that ridiculous offensive sequence.
You know, Clark, that dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop.
Yeah, that just added more to it.
And you know, guys, right now, they're starting to flatline, just hanging on here for dear life.
That'll do it for the first half. Now the second half about to start up and begin any moment. A A fantastic game from DeMar DeRozan so far.
I'll tell you what, he put together an entire highlight reel in that first half alone. Just a collection of spectacular dunks.
An explosive display it was, fellas. They might have to get the backup rim ready if he keeps attacking the hoop like he did before the break.
The second half just about to get going here. A fantastic game from DeMar DeRozan so far.
Always been a dynamic scorer, and we saw in that first half the entire repertoire on display.
Yeah, he's a hard man to keep down, and so far they haven't found the answer for him. I don't know if there is an answer for him, quite honestly.
Patrick Patterson is out there with Nogueira. Then there's Lowry. Then it's Corey Joseph. And it's Caboclo in at the three. They're the group for Dwayne Casey starting the second half. Patterson can't get it to go.
And that's not the best of shot selection there. The defense definitely won that possession.
Yeah, I think in that case you've got to go elsewhere with the ball. You just can't rise up over the top of him when he's on you.
Here's Rush. Green kicks to Rush. Nogueira with the steal. Lowry drives in. Warriors with the rebound.
Well, one of his issues is he's a player that just does not excel at fighting through contact on his way to the rim.
And really deep three that time. And that's 12 points for Steph Curry.
You know, once he crosses half court, you need to stay awake because he can drop it from deep.
No doubt. He is a threat from anywhere.
Now, here's Thompson. With an average of around 19.5 points a game, his scoring has been a constant for them.
Boy, but he was close, Kevin, to making the defense pay for lackadaisical coverage there.
Yeah, you may not be as lucky next time down if you're the defense. You cannot allow him to get those kinds of looks.
Well, last year, Toronto won their division and got bounced out in the first round. Same result, Clark, they had back in 2014.
Yeah, but, you know, despite that sameness, they were an improved team last season, Kevin. They did a lot of the small things better in total, and I thought looked better and more cohesive as a group.
And the dunk by Nogueira.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
Now here's Curry. He's got 15. Green kicks to Curry. And another three for Golden State.
And as you mentioned, the Raptors did improve last season. I mean, they cut back on their turnovers a lot. They were top 3 in the league in terms of taking care of the basketball.
Now here's Curry, following the missed shot by Lucas Nogueira. Curry kicks to Bogut. For three, Joseph with the rebound.
Kevin, just enough presence to bother that three-point attempt there.
Yeah, but for a guy that shoots it as well as he does, I'd say that is an easy look.
Now here's Lowry. He has 5. It's deflected to the wing right side. Joseph, the pass to Patterson. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession.
Over the last month, let's see how the Toronto Raptors fared in the NBA ranking. First in fewest turnovers a game. 8th in steals. And they're a top 10 shooting team from the foul line. Pretty good company for that team.
And, you know, going back to their turnovers, fewest in our league, that shows you the intelligence they play with. You have to beat them. They are not going to do it for you.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. Biyombo is checked in for Nogueira. Scola comes in for Patrick Patterson. And it's Powell in for Caboclo. It's Curry outside. Toronto leading by 7. Lowry from outside. It's rebounded by Golden State. Bogut's got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
Now here's Bogut looking for his first basket still in this one. Shot from the wing. And again, no good by Golden State.
No doubt he's struggling right now. from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
How about that? Breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk.
A nice way to pad that lead a little more.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, just a solid job on the backboard. They are really controlling the inside.
Well, they're working the glass, really battling in that area of the game, and that's helped them stake this lead.
Ross is checked in for Toronto. DeRozan comes in for Corey Joseph. The Raptors have gone a somewhat subpar 4 of 10 on their shots in the second half so far. DeRozan with it. 2 on the clock. And the rejection by Ezeli. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. The Raptors out in front. Now the fourth. Warriors trailed by 7. And Golden State looking at who they've got. They've got Iguodala. Barbosa is out there with Livingston. Then there's Thompson. And it's Ezeli in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
Well, I tell you, the Warriors roster fit together hand in glove. They were led by the Splash Brothers, but the front court and the bench really complemented the rest of the team perfectly because all of the players for the Warriors were extremely versatile and highly skilled.
As you're talking about the Warriors, you know, they were built to play with each other last year. The bigs could all pass very well, and that set up the three-point threats.
And then even on the defensive side, I mean, they had players that really complemented each other. I mean, some undersized power forwards who countered with rim protectors. I mean, they also had the length of every perimeter position to switch on any play. So they are equally as adept on that side of the ball.
Here is Livingston, following the score by DeMar DeRozan. And the foul called on Bismack Biyombo. That's foul number 2 for him. Here's Iguodala. No luck. And Toronto will come the other way.
They've been the glass eaters today, guys. A ton of effort out of them down low.
It's been a difference maker for them in this game. That's what's put them in front.
One minute now into this fourth quarter. Ross kicks to Scola.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says thank you very much and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind of sequences that tell you why the score is what it is.
And here is Scola after the three-pointer from Stephen Curry. Puts up the baby hook. Draymond Green with the rebound.
Well, he gets it in close, but you have to credit that stifling defense for forcing the miss.
Exactly, Greg. I mean, defense like that really increases the degree of difficulty on that shot by a large amount.
4 on 3 as they bring it up. Curry outside. And it's good. Curry's got 15 points in just the second half.
They just continue to splash home those threes. Eliminating the deep shot has to become priority number 1 for this defense.
Absolutely. You cannot allow a team to have that kind of a rhythm from beyond. It only took them a few seconds to answer the 3-ball with one of their own.
Greg, we've got a three-point battle taking shape here.
Now here's Ross. Rush with the steal. Lowry against Curry. This one for 3. Another miss by Curry.
You know, to cut deficits, you got to be making smart basketball plays out there. Taking care of the ball. It's not done by hoisting up bonehead threes like that one.
Biyombo. And another shot. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
And with the offense getting right to the rim,